Welcome back. I would like to start a new series on 5D leadership. And in the first episode, I'll look at a window and a mirror. Now, picture yourself in a room. There is a window on the wall and a tall glass mirror. They are made up of the same material, glasses. And I will illustrate two very useful business principles. One, the power of appreciation, as well as the power of reflection. When things go well, leaders normally give credit. Broadly speaking, there are two categories of leaders. On one end, those are the leaders that we have seen a lot with big ego. They will say it's not your work, it's all my credit. According to some study, among the people who left, over 60% felt that their values are not appreciated. It's not to do with the money only. At the other end of the spectrum, there are great leaders. They show appreciations to others. Appreciations is about who the workers are. It's a value. Equally important is a recognition. Recognize what they do. It's a performance. Both need to be expressed. Come to think about that, it only takes a few minutes to say great effort and well done. According to some study again, people who feel appreciated generally have about 20 to 30% improvement in their productivity. When we show appreciation, it equals value co-creation, that is, a winning proposition. Basically, this is a global management philosophy. Let me give you a couple of quotations to illustrate what I mean. The first is by Jack Welch, the famous ex-CEO of General Electric. He said, "My success is reflection of glory from people around me." Makes sense. And then there is a Chinese proverb. When the water level rises, the ship is elevated. By that, it refers to people as water level. And of course, the ship represents the company or the leader. This also makes sense in our everyday life. Let's look at the power of reflection for now. If I ask you to look at a mirror and describe what you see, you will say it's easy. You have been doing it so many times for so many years. But if I ask you to look into your thoughts, your actions, consider your feelings and emotions, it becomes a little bit awkward or difficult. There are always people who are critical and will not accept the mistake, and they will find fault even with a mirror. On the other hand, the great leaders are reflective. When things don't go right, they will ask themselves, how can he improve or herself to be better? And their attitude is always being grateful. At the same time, they will avoid the negative energies. If you are like me, the first killer is worry. And then you feel insecure. And if things are really going downhill, you start to develop a low self esteem. Eventually, end up with a guilty feeling. Let me share with you some of my personal experience to tackle this negative energy. First is to acknowledge the presence. Don't run away, confront them. Second, to accept. I mean to differentiate what is your responsibility and what is not, and then let go. Lastly, is to advance. Basically, you just have to move on. As one of my friends used to say, the world doesn't stop for us to solve our problem. Let me illustrate the power of reflection with one of my favorite stories. A strong young man went to the forest to chop wood. He worked very, very hard, relentless. At the same time, there is a couple of elderly men in the same group. They took it very easy and relaxed in between the chopping. The young man kind of despised them, but when he took a look at the result, they are more productive. The young man, of course, very annoyed and frustrated, so he worked harder and harder and chopped faster and faster. But in no way can he catch up with them. So one day, he sat down with them and asked for the secret. Young man, they told him, when we rest, we are sharpening our axes. Whereas you keep chopping, your axe is blunt. Moral of the story is about mind shift. I would like to share with you some practical steps from my journey as inspiration for you. First, take a walk when you are down. Walk around your office, around the block. Listen to something else. Listen to the music. Listen to the nature if you happen to be around in nature. Read a book, read a journal, read a magazine. Watch the people go by. Watch the bird. Do some breathing or meditation. Do some stretching or into yoga. These are some of the steps that gave me the aha moments in my life. Thank you very much for your indulgence so far. And I would like to stay connected with you through the various social media platforms. If you have any issue regarding your work or your business, feel free to contact me. It will be my honor to be part of your solution. We also offer bite-sized online consultations.